as an homework and it is your textbook question. Simple, but uh, if you have any doubt regarding this solving this question, I just go through it 2 minutes. Uh, See, I have taken here this C1 and C2 and C3 are connected in series, and first find out the equivalent resistance of that C1, C2 and C3. If you find out, it is very simple. All are having, the four are having the 10 mu of capacitance. So that means CS is just C1 plus C2 plus C3. So you will get that as, sorry, this is series connection. So series connection is 1 by CS is equal to 1 by C1 plus 1 by C2 plus 1 by C3. So you will get that as 1 by 10 plus 1 by 10, 1 by 10. So you will get that as 3 by 10. Then the CS will be 10 by 3. Then you can find out the CS. CS you will get it as 10 by 3 microfarad. So that is for only, I'm talking about C1, C2 and C3. So now the network will change like this. The circuit will change. The equivalent resistance of C1, C2 here, C1, C2 and C3, and C4 is here now. Now it is connected to the 500 volt potential difference. I'm explaining with more steps. You can cut short the steps also. CS will be 10 by 3 mu f, and now again C4 is 10 mu f. Now they are connected in parallelly. So when they are connected in parallelly, you can find out the equivalent resistance of that. So what happens to the equivalent resistance? So now CS and C4 are connected parallelly. So the CP will be equal to CS plus C4, that is 10 by 3 plus 10. So it will become, so this will be 40, 10 plus 40 by 3 mu f. That is the equivalent resistance. But the first question, equivalent resistance of the network. The charge on each capacitor also you have to find out. So charge on each capacitor, how will you do that? So first thing is, you see C1, C2 and C3 are connected in series. That means charge on that C1, C2 and C3 are same. So because since they are connected in series, since C1, C2 and C3 are connected in series, their charge on them is same. So you can find out that. So I'll write that as QS. QS is equal to, that means charge on that series is nothing but CS into V, the total potential difference across. That is, this is the V. So this V and what is the potential difference across the CS and potential difference across the C4 is connected, because now they are connected in parallelly. So CS we have calculated, that is 10 by 3 into the potential difference is 500 volt now. So you will get that as 5000 by 3 mu C, that is the charge on the C1, C2 and C3. You can find out charge on C4 also. Charge on C4 will be, that let me write as QP. So that it is also very simple. So you make it only, I have to find out on C4. CS I already calculated. Now C4 into V. V is same across C4 and CS. So that is 500 only. C4 is 10 and 500 volt. 10 mu of it is. So you will get it as 5000 mu C. The charge on C4 is 5000 mu C. Charge on C1, C2 and C3 is 5000 divided by 3 mu C. This is the yesterday's question which I have given you to solve it. Okay. So and also just to that's no, that side only. You are see that middle, yeah. Of this side middle, the charging button is there. There it is. How it is? That you open this. Maybe open. So now we will we solved this yesterday. Go for today's thing. So yesterday we simple things just to make you to recall. So this is 1 by so 1 by Cs is equal to 1 by C1 plus 1 by C2 plus 1 by C3, and here Cp is equal to C1 plus C2 plus C3. These things we have seen, and the derivations also we have seen. So today we will see the energy stored in a capacitor. How the energy, how much energy will be stored, what is an expression of energy stored in a capacitor. So we already know the capacitor itself is a device to store the energy. So the capacitor is a device which stores the energy. And also how the process of charging takes place here. When you charge up a capacitor, it involves a transferring of electric charge from its one plate to another plate. Suppose you look at here, I have a capacitor, parallel plate capacitor. So when you're charging that, the process what it takes place is the charge will transfer from one plate to another plate. Suppose for example, I'll name this as plate 2 and this as plate 1. Now the charge is transferring from plate 2 to plate 1. So it will go on transferring. When the charge leaves, suppose the negative charge leaves the plate 2, or positive charge leaves the plate 2. So this becomes, plate 2 becomes negative and plate 1 becomes positive. This goes on like that. So in that process, when you're taking charge from one plate to another plate, you have to do work. Work has to be done when the charging the capacitor. So that work will store as an energy. Why the work has to be done? As anyone can answer it? Why the work has to be done when you're taking a charge from one plate to another plate? No answer?
So the charges repel each other.
Yeah, that means you are going in an electric field. So when you are traveling from one place to another place in an electric field, there is an obviously there is an Coulomb force. So you are doing against the Coulomb force. So it means you have to do some work there. So now let us derive the expression for that energy stored. So let us consider a capacitor of capacitance C. And now initially let me say that initially these plates are uncharged. These plates are uncharged. Okay. Suppose the positive charge is transferred. Let me say that you are transferring a bit by bit a positive charge from plate 2 to plate 1. So suppose uh, the positive charge is transferred from plate 2 to plate 1 bit by bit. You are not transferring at a time, you are transferring bit by bit. Okay. In this process, the external work has to be done. So external work has to be done because we are traveling from, in always in whichever the case you take, one will be at higher potential, another will be at lower potential. So that's why we have to do some work at any stage. One plate will be higher potential and other will be lower potential at lower. So as to work has to be done. Now, so let us take let when you're doing like that, plate 1 will be, so it will have at some instant plate 1 will have a charge, let me call that as q dash plus q dash. At plate 2 will have a charge minus q dash at some instant. I'm talking about at some instant. Then the potential difference between the plate, what happens? Can you tell me? Potential difference between the two plates in terms of capacitance. So let me call that at that instant the potential difference is V dash. What will be the expression for V dash? Can anyone? I know now what is the charge. Charge I have given, it says Q dash. Q dash is the charge and I consider the capacitance as C, then V dash I can say it as Q dash by C. That is the potential difference between the two plates. Right? Now, suppose a small additional charge. Look at this picture here. From the plate 2, we are transferring delta Q dash. Very small amount of charge we are transferring from plate 2 to plate 1. Okay. So, delta Q dash, or you can name that as D dash itself, dq dash. dq dash is a small amount of charge transferring from plate 1 to 2. You are transferring that much of amount. What will be the work done? What will be that small work done? Can you tell me what will be the work done? What is an expression of work done in terms of potential difference and charge? You learn this one?
You V D theta.
What?
V D theta.
Yes.
Dash.
You can write that work done. You know that expression. Work done is nothing but potential difference into charge. And I already know the potential difference, that is V dash. So that small work done will be, dW will be nothing but V dash dot dq dash. Okay, V dash we already know, you can substitute that. V dash is q dash by C and dq dash. Okay, that is a small work done to transfer that small charge from one plate to another plate. Now you can write the total work done. To get the total work done, what you have to do it? Total work done. Total work done to transfer complete charge from plate 2 to plate 3. What we have to do?
Integration.
Yes, integration. Transfer charge Q2. From plate 2 to 1. So for that you need to do, that is W, the total work done, integration of dW you have to do it. So that is from zero amount of charge you are transferring to total amount of charge, that is Q. So that is Q dash divided by C, dW is Q dash divided by C and dQ dash. So you can integrate. Anyway, the capacitance will not change when you transfer the charge, or if you change the potential difference, if you change the charge on a capacitor, the capacitance will not affect. It will be constant. So let us take that 1 by C out. So if we take 1 by C out, what is the integration of Q dash dQ? That is just an integration of x dx. x square by 2. So that is nothing but now q dash square by 2. The limits are 0 to q. So those who are in the students, you should know this integration formulas. The basic one, at least integration of x to the power of n dx. So that you must know that x to the power of n plus 1 divided by n plus 1. So similarly, I'm using here is, so q dash square by 2. So substitute the limit, you will get that as 1 by 2 q square. The limit q dash will become now q because I'm transferring the complete amount of charge. So q square by c. So that is 1 by 2 q square by c. Now this is an expression of the same work done is stored as an electrical potential energy. This same work done, what I got it now, work done is stored as electrical potential energy. That is normally represented by U. So we represent that potential energy as U. So U will be equal to 1 by 2 q square by 1 by 2 q square by c. Now you can change these expressions. I know that what is q. Q will be equal to CV. I can substitute here. If I substitute CV, q is equal to CV. I get that as CV whole square divided by c. 1c goes with 1c. So it will be left out as 1 by 2 CV square. This is also an expression. This is also one expression for energy stored. You can change another way. Substitute again in this expression. Substitute what is C. You substitute what is V. So you will get an expression as 1 by 2 QV. That is also an expression for the energy stored. You can get these three expressions. What I did here, I have written three expressions for the energy stored in the capacitor. One is I derived it here. In the same way, if you substitute Q is equal to CV in that, you will get another one. Q square by CV is one expression, and 1 by 2 CV square is another expression, and 1 by 2 QV is also another expression. This all three are a different expression for the energy stored in a capacitor. So this is the derivation. So for energy stored in a capacitor, the most of the time this is asked, and also the numericals based on this derivation is also asked. I'll go through that. So look at what I have did it here. The energy stored in a capacitor is nothing but when you transfer a charge from one plate to another plate, you are doing some work. That work will store as a potential energy. So I got an expression for that. So I considered first initially at some instant plate 1 is at positive potential for positive charge, plate 2 is at negative charge. Then the potential difference between them is V dash is equal to Q dash by C. Then dQ dash is a small amount you are transferring from one plate to another plate. Okay, here this is plate 2 to plate 1. And the work done will be, the small work done to transfer the dq dash will be V dash dq dash. So substitute V dash is Q dash by C and dq dash, then integrate to get the total work done. So this work done will store as an potential energy. Okay, is there any doubt? Anybody?
So we are taking the charge from minus 2 to Q, then at that W is equals to we are taking from 0 to Q.
What? You're not clear?
Actually, we are taking the charges from minus Q to Q.
Yeah, you're taking a plus dq dash from plate 2 to plate 1. When you take, suppose you're taking dq dash plus dq, initially they are uncharged. Initially those two plates are not charged, they are neutral. When you're taking plus dq dash from plate 2 to plate 1, the plate 1 will become negative charge because that thing is leaving charge. right? So that way they become negative and
Yes.
positive.
Okay.
So now take out some, have taken some numericals on it. Let me go through this also. Yes, this is some important thing which I have taken here. Let us say, before taking some numericals, yeah, I'll take this one later. I'll take some numerical first. And yeah, take this numerical. I'll give some 2 minutes. Try to do it. Two identical capacitors, 12 mu f, each are connected in series across the battery of 50 volt. How much electrostatic energy is stored in the combination? Two are connected in a identical capacitors are connected in series. They are connected in series. If these were connected in parallel across the same battery, how much energy will be stored in the combination? So this is, you need to know that energy stored in a series combination. So just before this solving problem, I just give a hint for this. Energy stored in series combination. So you know that expression U is equal to Q square by 2C. This C is now in the combination, the effective capacitance you have to take. So that is nothing but CS. Now write the expression for CS. So this is nothing but, I can write this as Q square by 2 into 1 by CS. I know what is 1 by CS. So Q square by 2 into 1 by CS, I can write as 1 by C1 plus 1 by C2 plus 1 by C3. It goes on up to 1 by Cn. If you have a n capacitors connected in series. So this expression will become now Q square by 2C1 plus Q square by 2C2 plus Q square by 2C3. It goes on like this. This is nothing but energy stored in the first capacitor, that I'll name it as the UN and U1, and this is U2 and this is U3. It goes on. So energy stored in a series combination is nothing but the algebraic sum of individual energy stored in the each capacitor, that is U1 plus U2. Similarly, you can do for the parallel combination also. Try out the parallel combination. Why I have taken here this expression, I have taken Q square by 2CS, because here Q is constant. The charge on each capacitor is constant in the series combination. I have taken this expression. For parallel, you should take some other one. Energy stored in parallel combination. For this, if you take this expression, the Q is not same in every capacitor. The Q changes because you are connected in parallelly. For that, you have to take the expression U is equal to 1 by 2 CV square. If I take this, V is constant on each capacitor because they are connected in parallelly. Now I can do that 1 by 2, and this is nothing but CP, because I am taking the equivalent capacitance of parallel combination. CP, I can write it as C1 plus C2 plus C3. It goes on like this, and V square. Now I can write C1 V square plus 1 by 2 C2 V square, goes on like this. So 1 by 2 C1 V square is nothing but energy stored in the first capacitor. Energy stored in the second capacitor it gives like this. This is also an algebraic sum of energy stored in each capacitor. The energy stored in the parallel combination is also algebraic sum of the energy stored in the each capacitor. So these are both are same. Now can you do this numerical? Two identical capacitors, 12 mu f, each are connected in series. 12 mu f and 12 mu f are connected in series to a 50 volt.
Sir, in series, energy is 15,000.
For that, energies In which combination energy?
Series.
In
Series.
in series 15,000. No. You take care of it. Is given in the mu f. Mu f. It is given in 12 mu f.
5 into 10 to the power minus 9 joules.
What?
Yes, sir. 7.5 into 10 to the power minus 9 joules.
Yes, it's correct. 7.5 into 10 to the power minus 9 joules is correct. Take care of the units. This one, see, look at here. I have given it as mu f. So take care of that. So solve it. Thus 12 mu f and 12 mu f are connected in series with a 50 volt battery. So first find out what is the combination of this equivalent capacitance of this combination. So the simple.
Sorry, sir, it's 500.
Next one is here. So this combination will become 12 into 12 divided by 12 plus 12. So that is 6 mu f it becomes. Now find out the combination. We have the combination, just you can write out US. US is nothing but energy stored in the series combination. Energy stored in the series combination is, use the formula 1 by V, but since we don't know charge, but I can use this formula 1 by 2 CS V square. 1 by 2 CS is 6 into 10 to the power of minus 6 into 50 whole square. You get the answer? To check the answer, that will be
75 to 10 to the power minus 4.
yeah. So 50 into 50 into 10 to the power of minus 6. So you can do this. So 150 paisa, this will be 7, right? 7,500 into 10 to the power minus 6. So you get this. So another 4-5 minutes. I'll solve this.
Get ready for next this class.
Now you can solve UP also similar way. $27. So CP you can find out. CP is nothing but 24 mu f. CP is C1 plus C2, that is 24 mu f. Then find out energy stored in the parallel combination, that is UP is equal to 1 by 2 CP V square. So 1 by 2 into 24 into 10 to the power of minus 6 into V square is 50 square. So you can do that, you'll get the value. This is the one problem. Now you can go through the remaining problem here. I will take up tomorrow these problems remaining. Now they're joining. Class is getting over. Now they're joining. You wait. Just now joined.
Ethan,
So you can go through this problem here. Someone is not muted. A 12 PF capacitor is connected to a 50 volt battery. How much electrostatic energy is stored in the capacitor? If another 6 μF is connected in series with it, with the same battery connected across the combination, find the charge stored and potential difference across the capacitor. So just go through this problem, find out.
my class will be here 12:40.
12:40. Another 10 minutes is there.